begin on the line is just above the middle of the page. Page Samach Ches. Tynug ha-atzmi.
I have a question. The word shashuyim, where does it come from? It has a interesting sound. Interesting sound. Interesting. What's the root of
Shashuyim
the
means
word?
something that is entertaining.
Playthings, that you say.
Huh?
Playthings, but the root of the word is there like a...
I don't know.
Okay.
I think this is it. Anyway. The categorical principle that we need to attend to, and that which is it stands in the way for us to be able to relate, understand what is being explained. And the principle of ha-atzmi, Torah is rooted in ha-atzmi, Amadu and Shashuyim HaMelech and so forth. Regardless of how we translate it, it always remains that there is some kind of an intended, some kind of a created element that brings Torah out. Even though we say it's atzmi, it's essential. Try to focus in and give us as clear a perception of what this is about. In our worldly understanding of things, the primary existence has no significance whatsoever. And when you say pshitus, something that exists on a pshitus level, without any message, just plain existence, that means that it has no significance whatsoever. Why does it exist? There is not a reason why it exists. There is not a significance in the fact that it exists. Significance begins only after we begin to develop and build something. But the existence per se has no significance. This is the mentality. This is how we perceive, from a worldly perspective, how we perceive things, how we perceive the world. So what we need to understand knowing that this is not true, knowing that God created the world, the heavens and the earth, and all that's in between. In other words, the most insignificant, quote unquote, the most neutral, the most absent of message, presence, is a godly creation. And what is that? What does that mean? It means that that's the opposite of what we have presumed before. That the existence per se has a godly message, has a meaning. Has a truth to it. And inherently, when we say there is a world and God gives Torah into the world, put Ayin into the world, there's an inherent relationship, there's an inherent outgrowth that in the world there is Torah. Because that's what the world is all about. And in the world there is Ayin, because that's what the world is all about. In other words, the initial being, the initial existence, carries a godly significance. And this is what we are saying over here. That Torah represents and is rooted in what's called the ha-atzmi and ha-atzmi, in the essential, primary, most pristine sense of existence, already has Torah. Has a Torah purpose. Because it was all created brought into existence from Atzmos upon Malakus. I believe that with this contrasting presentation, we can kind of navigate out of our preconceived ideas and getting into learning what we're learning here. Zehu de'iraisa, dann begins ha-atzmi the Atzmos ein Sof. Zehu de'iraisa miskashroi v'kutshubriyu. This is what is meant when you say eraisa. Torah is ties with kutshubriyu. Bechinat sosim ha-atzmi the Atzmos ein Sof. This tying is tied in the very essence, sosim ha-atzmi, in the essential concealed sosim, self-contained reality of Atzmos ein Sof.
I think you read over the same line.
Huh?
Am I wrong?
I'm sorry, what?
Isn't the bechinat sasim the Torah the rice of which a brick of kol echad mamash? Did you read the first?
Yeah.
Did you read the same words of that of the line that you started on?
I forgot already when I started.
You started the ha-atzmi, the
atzmi saying safe. That's what, yeah. So now Zeo the Raisa becomes Shashua because should be bechinat sasim the Torah.
Yeah, the Torah.
And then?
The Raisa could be kol echad.
Yeah.
Because the Raisa could be kol echad. Mamos. V'chein the Shomish Yisrael. And similar to the Shomish, Mei she'olu b'machshava ha'pnimis ha-atzmi. The Shomish at their pristine level, as they are known they bind up with the self-contained aspect of Torah and the Kutshav. The Sham Hu Moki Chutzova. Because this is where is the source, Moki Chutzova, the source from where they're used, from there they're taken. Uki Yodua, as is known, the Sheirish Anshomes Hu Batoira. That the root of the Torah, the Shomish is in Torah. V'hainu, bechinat sasim the Torah. When I say it's rooted in Torah, it means it's sasim the Torah, in the essential element of Torah. K'mei shehi, bechinat asmos ein sof. The sasim of Torah, the way Torah is in the bechinat of asmos ein sof. V'hagam the Shoresh from Israel. Although that there is another match to this, and the Shoresh from the Shoresh Israel, who b'chinas oisiyus ha-Torah, is actually in the oisiyus of Torah. So we say oisiyus of Torah. This is not the essence of Torah. This is the oisiyus. The Yisrael Rosh Tevis, because Yisrael actually stands for the acronym of Yesh Samach Ribui Oisiyus HaTorah. There are 600,000 Oisiyus in Torah. That's Yisrael. Samach Ribui. Yisrael Shishim Ribui. Okay, in Israel there's no Samach. Samach Shishim Ribui. So therefore we see the Shomish Yisrael are rooted in the oisiyus of Torah, not in the essence of Torah. Yesh leima, but the explanation to that is, this is kind of seems to be a controversial point. Davke oisiyus ha-Torah, that in fact, specifically the oisiyus of Torah, hein b'bchinas tynug ha-atzmi, they are rooted, and they are contained in the bechinat of tynug ha-atzmi, meishu be'atzmusoi, the tynug ha-atzmi, in its original state, as it is in atzmus, l'mayla be'bechinas chochma de Torah, higher than the bechinat of chochma de Torah. You would think that chochma de Torah, this is the initial, the essential thing, and this is what's rooted. It says not oisiyus. Israel are rooted in oisiyus ha-Torah because oisiyus are actually rooted higher than chochma de Torah. What is the pshat in this? In Kenoida, and as is known, the shoresh ha-oisiyos, that the root of letters, hein bekadmus ha-seichel, the letters are rooted in kadmus ha-seichel, meaning in the origin of seichel, prior to the seichel being developed. Shelamayla miseichel gol, that is above the union of seichel gol of an expressed seichel. V'shorshon ho-amiti, we'll try to discuss this a little bit later. V'shorshon ho-amiti, and then their true source, who be'etzem ha-nefesh, is actually in the essence of the nefesh, l'maylo mikol ha-hamshoches v'hagiluyi, above all expressions coming from the nefesh. As explained elsewhere. Essentially that the oisiyos ha-nefesh, the oisiyos, are rooted in the nefesh higher than all other manifestations of nefesh. And the similar union is in oises haTorah, the shorshon who the oises and the Torah are rooted in bechinat ha-atzmi dein sof. V'hainu bechinat tynug ha-atzmi hakol be'atzmos. Again, to get a little bit of a focus, what does this tell us? What does this say? As we started saying this morning, oisiyos are the means by which things are being revealed, are telling you something. Why are the oisiyos telling you? Why is the nefesh telling you anything about itself? Saying oisiyos are rooted in the nefesh. Why is the nefesh speaking? The nefesh is not speaking because it needs something from you, because it's lacking something. The nefesh is speaking because it has an essential message. What's an essential message? An essential message means a primary truth. Just as we discussed, hopefully we get to sense the point in this. We say the sun, wherever the sun is, it becomes bright. This Indian that becomes bright wherever the sun is, it's not because the sun actively produces light. Then what essentially, its essential message, that brightness is how things are. This is the primary reality. The etzem. So too the inyan from oisiyos in the nefesh. Again, I'm going back to the step one. The reason that we have, that we have a challenge in this understanding, and what we have to get over, is that in our perception, like you say, even light, sunlight, is not a natural thing. It's not an essential thing. It's an add-on, because it's the primary state is darkness. The primary state is nothing. Not true. The primary state is everything, not nothing. And this is the pshat that oisius, what's oisius? What is nefesh need oisius? Chochmah is enough. Not enough. Why is it not? Because Chochmah will be understood by the nefesh itself. But that which is outside of the nefesh, which does not have that perception. How do you reach that? By oisius. And the need of the nefesh is to reach everything. That is its primary thing, because its in is the primary truth of what it is. It has to be everywhere. This is the pshat that the oisius are rooted in etzem nefesh prior to seichel. Seichel is that which is understandable within the nefesh. But that's an internal thing to the nefesh. That does not make a statement that this is universally true. It's not a universal reach. Therefore, this explains what we say, that Yisrael are rooted in Atzmus. And then we say Yisrael are rooted in Etzem HaTorah, in Oisius HaTorah. That seems to be incongruent, because Oisius seem to us to be lower than the Etzem. So we say, no, Oisius are higher than the Etzem HaTorah.
Higher
than the Etzem HaChochmah. Etzem HaChochmah is Etzem HaChochmah, but its truth is true where it is recognized. But that's not the limit. The real meaning of Etzem HaChochmah Torah is whether it's recognized or not, it is true. This is the oisius. There was a big struggle that the Friedrich had ever had, where, the new educational approaches in schools and so forth. In the modern schools, in Torah schools, they started to teach reading Hebrew without teaching the oisius, without teaching the letters. And the Rebbe was very adamant about this. And he wrote many letters, this is a horrible thing. What's so terrible about it? And they have proven that learning this way, you learn to read much more quickly. Because then you are saying that the whole function, the whole meaning of the oisius is it makes it possible to read the words. But that's not oisius. Oisius have an inherent kedusha, an inherent truth. This is the lashon that Rebbe said, that you're taking away from the children the kedushas or oisius. What's Kedusha or Aces mean? Kedusha means that which is removed from the world, the essential truth of the Aces. That Torah is not a concept, but Torah is a truth that permeates everything. This is the Aces of Torah. Okay. This is what we say, the Oasis HaTorah are rooted in ha-atzmi the Insof. Tynug ha-atzmi hakol be'atzmusay. And what is this tell us? That tynug ha-atzmi hakol be'atzmusay is not primarily to be kept internal. The meaning of tynug ha-atzmi is that this tynug ha-atzmi should be recognized everywhere. This is the oases that are contained in the kind of rocks. This is what the Pasuk says, Moin ato isolon. Moin ato isolon, you are for us the essential dwelling. The moin nafsheseinu ato hu. Moin nafsheseinu, the dwelling, the original place of our neshamis, ato hu, you are here. Bechinat atzmus ein sof. And this is also what the Pasuk says, B'terem harim yuladu. B'terem harim, before there was conception, yuladu, they are born already. They were born before they were conceived. Shehein ha-AyinBase, which is referring to the Avei Shehein, Sheshorshon bechinat yamim risheinim anikroim meiked. Always are rooted in Yom Rishayim. The first days, what's what first days? No, first days means you made Kedem. And as we explained before, the word Kedem is referring to not something that is before something else. But Kedem means that which has nothing before it. It's not that which has no beginning. It's made Kedem. Origin of origins. You make Kedem, which means that there is Yomim. This is like Oasis. This is actually exists before anything exists. Moin Oasis Noyam. The word Moy has the same letters as the word Noyam. Noyam is in here for sweetness, pleasantness. Shuhu bechinat pnimis v'atzmus ha-tynug ha-poshut. This moin and this noyam refers to the atzmus ha-tynug ha-poshut. Here again, tynug ha-poshut, as we tried to explain a little bit before. Poshut. If it is poshut and it says nothing, so what is it? So again, because in our orientation, in our world, if something says nothing, it's nothing. Tynug HaPoshut is saying that nothingness is a tynug. Because it is representing, nothingness is representing everything. In other words, nothingness does not mean because it's of its limit, because of its limitlessness. That's why it's possible. Say Inyan HaBechira be'atzmus. Thus, this is the principle. We say that the Bechira was an Atzmus. The Bechira, when something so was an Atzmus. Masher Bochar Batoira. The fact Batoira, that he chose Torah, Yisrael, and he chose Yisrael. Liyois Bahem Davka. Pnim is a Rosu, Pnim is a tynug. And the choice is, the yois that there should be Bahem Dafka, only in them. The Pnimis Oros and Pnimis Atanik should be vested, specifically, exclusively in Torah and in Israel. Bechinat tynug ha-atzmi. V'hainu. Okay, here it's going to be a little bit in a circle. V'hainu, which means li yois miskashra b'bechinat sosim likut shebriya. This choice is to affect that Torah in Israel should be miskashon in sosim likut shebriya. This is the bechira. So that seems that the bechira is what affects these discussions. However, the zagufahu, that itself has a core. Why was the bechira in that? The gufahu in this itself is because because they are actually drawn from tynug ha-atzmi. This is why he chose them exclusively as miskashra, so that they should be bound with tynug ha-atzmi. Miskashron, maybe we can briefly touch this. Miskashron means that you're tying up two things. That's a kesher, it's a knot. If it is in essence, so why does it need to be knotted for? It's in the essence of it. This is what we say. So the oisios is an essential element in the essence. That this which is in essence has to be present in all places, even outside of the essence. This is the miskashro. He chose that which is his essence, that there should be also the hiskashrus and the oisius level. And now we'll interrupt. So, you say something? Get it?
Even when they're down here in a world that's foreign, they're bound up.
They're bound up. And why are they bound up? Because he chose them to be bound up. Why did he choose them to be? Because that's what they are in essentially. It's almost circular logic, but focusing and understand that his discussion is a deeper Ayin than even the fact that they were. This is by choice, as we shall see later.
In other words, there's a difference between the fact that the Yidden, their Shorish is the AyinBase HaTorah, and this that Hashem chose them and chose to be Miskasher, that they should be Miskasher, or it's one and the same thing?
No. The oasis is that is what this is the expression that comes through in discussions. But then there is also the Etzem HaChochma, which is not oasis. And we're saying our oasis is a deeper Inyan than the Etzem HaChochma. And that's why they were chosen to be discussed. Okay, this remains to be presented in this. Have a great day.